Thank you, Bill Walton, for your many years of service entertaining us as a basketball player and as a broadcaster and as one of America's favorite deadheads. If you know, you know. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming. James Harden, you a bitch. Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
So Angel Hernandez has called it a career and no one cares. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. We're getting everything together in our new digs. What do you think? We got a new set here. And we got an old friend named Droid who's with us this morning. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
You sound like the way I felt at 5 a.m. this morning, just waking up.
You wake up at 5 a.m., you're crazy.
Well, I didn't have much of a choice, considering my sleep pattern is all over the place.
I mean, that's fair.
And yesterday was a holiday. Yesterday was the end of a holiday weekend. And my wife gave me one command all weekend. You spending Monday with me. No problem. Climb back in bed and I didn't move for most of the day. Mr. Suge is with us. The Underrated Darkness is with us, and Sick Dicky is with us. That'll start the party. And I don't know. We'll get to Bill Walton. We'll do a Bill Walton tribute to close the show. But no more Angel Hernandez. I got Jason DeCanio on the way at the top of the second hour. I know he's going to.
Ooh, we got Jason today. All right.
No more Angel Hernandez. Thank God. I think it was 2 years ago, Joe West retired. Today, Angel Hernandez has called it a career. You know what? Someone asked me. Exactly. But I'm going to pay a little tribute to Angel Hernandez, and y'all know I got a twisted mind. I have a little bit of a tribute to pay to Angel Hernandez, and it goes like this. I'm sorry, wrong button.
One of the worst umpire careers in the history of the MLB.
The only one that matches up to that is Joe West, and he was gone 2 years ago, and he retired 2 years ago. Who's actually going to miss those two? Who actually cares about those two? Who actually? No, I won't do it. Angel Hernandez is gone, and that's that. We'll have more during when we do From the Stretch with Jason DeCanio later. Allison Moran will join us at the bottom of hour 2 to talk all things WNBA and our premiere broadcast together, which will come your way Thursday. But must pay some homage. The Boston Celtics, yes, those Boston Celtics are back in the World Championship Series. Son of a bitch. They came back again and beat Indiana by a final of 105-102. And I come to you, my friend, and ask the all-important question, what do the Pacers pull? What positives do the Pacers pull from this series, if any?
Halliburton was showing up finally. Is something that you could pull from this series, and I think that's pretty much it. You know, Tyrese Halliburton was finally showing up, but the sad thing is nobody else did.
Yeah, it was too little, too late. Halliburton showed up during Game 7 against the Knicks, but let's face it, he did nothing in this East Final. And I hate to put it so. No, I don't hate to put it so bluntly. This is what we do. I hate to, Tyrese Halliburton did nothing in this East Final. An injury didn't help either, but besides Halliburton, who was going to carry the load for the Indiana Pacers?
I mean, what do they expect? Fucking, my bad.
I told you about that.
Can we get a? Can you prepare the button?
I guess I can. I guess I can provide you a. There.
What do you expect? Pascal Siakam to show up?
Pascal Siakam hasn't shown up since the
first round series.
No, since his time in Toronto.
I mean, he's dropping more points than Halliburton, so that's concerning.
Well, 105-102 was the final last night, and this is on the heels of the Pacers choking away another double-digit lead that they had in this series. 3 times, games 1, 3, and 4.
Where we heard that before.
They had leads in this. They had a lead, and poof, it was gone.
But I have to ask you, Snowman, where have we heard that before?
Quite a few places.
No, in the NHL, where have we heard that before?
Oh, you mean the Boston Bruins?
Yep.
Well, duh. Duh. That's too easy. That's entirely too easy. So now the Celtics, who completed a 4-game sweep of the Indiana Pacers, await the winner of the Western Conference Finals between the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And when this series was sealed and got started, I said, I gives no damn. And that remains. I gives no damn. I don't care about the Mavericks. I don't care about the Timberwolves. Game 4 is tonight of the Western Conference Finals. But for me, this is all about the Boston Celtics. They did
Honestly,
what they
Brian,
were
if
expected to do.
Kyrie Irving got injured on the Mavs, I'd actually care about the Mavs.
Even then, I wouldn't care.
Because there's
Even then,
one
I wouldn't
player on that team that I mildly enjoy, and that's Luka Doncic.
care. Who? Who'd you say?
Luka.
Who the hell is that?
Oh no, just the man that casually drops, a 50-point game.
I'll repeat my question. Who the hell is that? Ryan McCarthy's with us. Good day, Snow Crew. I love social media saying congratulations to the Celtics for beating a team with injuries. Don't blame the injuries. No one else stepped up when the key players were injured. Thank you, Ryan McCarthy.
Yeah,
Thank
the Pacers have no bench. That was
None.
also the biggest problem.
And that was the problem you pointed out before the East Finals even started. There is no bench with the Indiana Pacers. None.
I knew it was going to play game in the series because the Celtics overall, they're winning it this year. Unless they pull
Period.
the biggest choke job since the 2011 Vancouver Canucks, they're winning this. They are winning the
They're
championship.
winning the championship. And I don't expect them. I expect them to sweep whoever comes out of the West.
I'll give the West one game, just to be kind.
I'm not being kind anymore. I'm being myself. They gets none, and they like it. They gets
They'll just
none.
be happy to be there at that point.
Mm-hmm. And the Mavericks somehow are playing out of their minds right now, which I don't understand.
But my question for the Mavs is, where was this the rest of the playoffs?
Hidden.
Were they just waiting to make the West final?
You know, that's a damn good question. That's a damn good question. I don't know. Because I saw none of this. You know what? Okay. Save the Denver Nuggets. I had no interest in the Western Conference playoffs. None. I had no interest whatsoever. And people that were, well, you can't say that. Why the not? I had no interest in the Western Conference Finals. None. As I said, save the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves did what I said they needed to do. To be the champs, you had to unseat the champs. And they did. I gave them all the credit in the world. Now they just ran into a suddenly revived Kyrie Irving and a suddenly revived Luka Doncic, who 2 years ago couldn't do a damn thing against the Splash Brothers. And now that he's playing against an opponent that had no business being there, they're giving him all the praise in the world. My question is, why? My question is why?
And I'm tired of the Chiefs theory people because they're like, oh, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce was at game 3. That's the reason that the Mavs want. Shut up.
Shut up. No, I'll say it for you, and the affiliates are just going to have to forgive me. Shut the up.
Like that's
that?
I'm not even gonna say that it's worse than bronsexuals because nothing's worse than bronsexuals. I'll be real.
Except the moronic Republic of Cowboy Nation. They're running neck and neck right now. We'll talk about that later in the week. But while we're talking about the Western Conference Finals, A, this is boring. B, it's two teams I do not and will not ever care about again. And C, people wanted to appoint, I kid you not, they wanted to appoint Anthony Edwards as, do I even say it aloud? They were comparing Anthony Edwards. I kid you not. They were comparing Anthony Edwards to Michael Jordan.
Oh Lord.
I wish I was making this up.
That's almost as bad as a post I saw yesterday, where they had to just so much ask this question of start, bench, cut. Jordan, Bryant, James. And I'm like, you just said the order right there.
Look, here's how I start, bench, cut is the name of the post, right?
It's
Take
start,
the
bench, cut. Jordan, Bryant, James.
Okay, take the bench out of the equation. Start Bryant, start MJ, tell LeBron to hit the road and don't come back. There, problem solved.
Hit the road, Bron. Don't you
And
come back no more. No,
I don't want.
no,
I
no,
want
no,
Bron
no.
to hit the road and all these. To go with him. Bron sucks. As a matter of fact, I'm waiting on Victor to get in here. Once Victor gets in here, we're gonna have a bunch of fun with some random musings for the remainder of the hour. But are you impressed by this West Final? Speaking of which, Victor is here. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Morning, Victor.
Are you impressed, Victor, by this Western Conference Final? I sure as hell am not.
Could be better.
It's definitely going as not expected. I'll say that.
I would say it's unpredictable. I'll give him that.
But
Listen.
you know what? I want to say this just to be bold. Timberwolves reverse sweep.
Oh,
I wish. You know what? If that happens, this old school logo will remain through all the previews we do for the World Championship Series. But it doesn't matter who comes out of this series. They're going to get curb stomped by the Boston Celtics.
yeah.
And someone actually had the unmitigated gall. And Victor, you're going to get a kick out of this. Victor and I had a chance to chat before I came in here.
Mm-hmm.
Someone actually said that they hope the Dallas bleeping Mavericks sweep the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
Funny. Whoever wrote that is the best comedian in the world.
No, the best comedians in the world are bronsexuals.
I'm gonna say, okay.
The best comedians in the world belong to the moronic Republic of Cowboy Nation.
The best comedians in the world belong to the moronic Republic of Bruins Nation.
Mm.
You know what? I'm not going to argue.
Sorry.
You know, every league has their comedian. In the MLB, it was Angel Hernandez. In the NHL, it's the moronic Republic of Bruins Nation. In the NFL, it's the moronic Republic of Cowboys Nation.
Yes.
And in the NBA, it's bronsexuals.
In the NFL, it's tied with the Midwest Republic of the Midwest Committee of Bear Idiocy. I nearly got it wrong. I'm sorry.
That's
it's
fine.
It's the Midwest the Midwest Committee. I did it again. Of Bear Idiocy. My own fault. I was having too much fun this morning driving to get my daughter.
Here's
Why?
the thing.
Go ahead, Victor.
We said this before that really every team has their share of morons. Okay, like
oh dear God,
you can't like I would even say
Victor. We covered high school sports in Chicago for 20 years. We met half of them.
I would even hazard to guess that even times, and you said it before, the times when San Fran was not the place to be, you still had moronic fans in the 49er Nation.
They still exist. As
I'm
unfortunate as I have to say it, I'm going to say it a lot. You had okay. How can I use a phrase how can I put together a phrase that Victor put together? You have the I'll have to think about it. I'll have to come up with something after the break.
Okay.
I'll have to come up with something after the break because the idiots, the 49er idiots that are not real fans and are afraid to think, what's the word Victor used? Critically.
Yes.
About their team.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to say anything else?
And you also have to think the inverse is true, that there are rational fans of also said teams. I'm pretty sure that there are rational thinking LeBron James fans who are like, he's not one of the greatest, but he ain't bad. I'm pretty sure there are some who are like,
don't you ever come on my program, as much as I love you, and hit me with all that bullshit again.
I mean, Victor,
I'm
Victor,
kidding.
you are
I'm
the
kidding.
president.
I'm kidding.
You are
As I said.
the president of the Cowboys fans that can think.
Yeah.
That he is.
And it's
In
not that
fact,
many of us. There's not that
No,
many of us out there.
no. Matter of fact, the members of the rational cowboy fan base, we know all the members.
Yeah.
'Cause they've all been on this program in the past
Yeah.
3 years.
You can count them on one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you may not have to use all of them.
Nope, you don't. We
This
know.
is
I
me,
say
Deeds,
it, we
Doc,
know them.
and General BS3. That's
Mhm.
4 of us right there.
If I meet another rational thinking cowboy fan, A, it'll be a miracle.
Well, I
And
want
B,
to
I'll
see
be
more.
dead.
I would say Tiny Tim from the 4 Horsemen of Pick'em's too.
You know what? Tiny Tim is a character, and I love him dearly.
Yeah.
Tiny Tim is a character. See, when I was messing with Tim on one of the times I was on their program, when I was messing with him and I was playing the audio of the Ezekiel Elliott at center,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Yes.
said, "Who the hell came up with that play?" Tim's response to me was, "Quote, he ain't lying."
We know.
Yes.
That's why you don't argue with it. We don't argue that.
Quote,
we-
find the lie.
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
need Snowman in the Morning merch, and that's the first T-shirt that should come out.
I'll put the link in the description in the chat. I will put that link up there in the chat. We're against the break, but we got a surprise guest that's going to join us, and he's probably going to rip me a couple of new ones.
Oh dear.
Why? Probably because I was picking at his teams.
Oh boy.
But as y'all know, that ain't the first time, and it won't be the last time.
No.
The man in charge of the Worldwide Sports Radio Network himself has requested to join. I'm going to honor that. Let's take a break. Arrow Marks himself, God help me, because he's going to bury me, will join us next. Stand by.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
IRS, open up.
The IRS is the most feared agency in the country and has the power to seize assets, garnish wages, and even put you in jail for back taxes and unfiled tax returns. Don't be a victim. Call Kick IRS right now and let us kick those IRS problems out of your life once and for all. Our powerful team of tax experts will fight hard for you and will not stop until we've resolved your tax problems on your terms. And if you qualify, we may even reduce or eliminate your tax debt altogether. No more sleepless nights wondering when the IRS is going to come after you. Take control of your tax problems today and make the phone call. We have an A rating with the Better Business Bureau, and we offer a 100% written guarantee, so there's nothing to lose and everything to gain. The consultation is free and the phone call is free. So pick up the phone right now and kick those IRS problems out of your life once and for all.
Call 800-807-8188. That's 800-807-8188. 800-807-8188.
SeatGeek is the...
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
"27 after the hour. Welcome to those of you listening on WJKS as well as 99.1 The Key in Atlanta. And we're going to go out east because there's a fellow that said, hey, you need to let me in. I think he's going to yell at me.
I think he a little bit mad.
I think he mad at me. I don't know how I'm going to do this.
I think he's more
Here
than
he
mad.
is. Errol Marks, the man in charge of the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, joins me, and he is mobile this morning. What's going on,
man.
E? Good to have you, partner.
My hair is a mess today, man. I'm sorry for a bad hair day. Look at this thing. Look at this quap over here. You know what it is?
You have a bad hair day when all you're gonna do is get mad at Snowman. So
He doesn't have a bad hair day. Why?
It's
I ain't got me up here.
Fair enough.
You know, I haven't been on this show for a very long time, and I really enjoy your show. You guys have a good chemistry. You have obviously good personalities, and you speak very highly of each other when it comes to the sports takes that you spew out most of the time. Oh my God!
And y'all wonder why I'm laughing right now.
I love that you spew out.
Wait a minute. The best part is, and I have to cut this and send it to him just as a souvenir. I love the way you speak highly of each other with the sports takes that you, and there was a pause in there like a pitcher coming to the stretch. looking at a runner at second base. Wait, let me do this right. Like Mariano Rivera keeping his eye on a runner. He paused and said before he said spew, which tells me he about to put a foot in my ass verbally about something.
Sounds about right.
First of all, I know a lot of people. If anybody out there that is listening to your show that has listened to my show knows me, that I don't hold back on what I say. I'm honest. I'm even honest with my own teams. I'm not going to sit there and beat around the bush. My teams suck. Right. They suck. And I'm not going to sit there and lie about it. I know a lot of people don't like New Yorkers, and as well they shouldn't in a lot of ways. I mean, they know their sports, or they think they know their sports, but when it comes to their teams, sometimes they're lost.
I'm about to get it.
I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. But I will get into this Timberwolf thing because I agree with you guys. First of all, everybody anointing Anthony Edwards. I work at Northwell during the day. You know, got to get my benefits, and there's a lot of sports fans. There's a lot of sports fans. They listen to my show. They're big fans of my show, and they always jot at me about how good Anthony Edwards is. Oh, this guy's amazing. He's the next thing. He's the next this. He's the next that. Right. But what has he done? What does he want? What does he want? Okay, and to me, when you compare him to guys like Luka Doncic or the Joker, you need to win before you even get compared to these guys. Now, everybody's going to say Luka's never won, but here's the thing with Luka that makes Luka so amazing. Luka could play with anybody and make everybody around him better, make them better. Now, when you watch Anthony Edwards, does he make everybody around him better? I don't think he does.
No,
I don't think he does.
Absolutely not. No.
And I think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
I'm lost with all these NBA fans because I have my own thoughts of the NBA and the NBA playoffs and the referee calls. They're absolutely ridiculous. They're absolutely stupid. They're oblivious to where they are half the time, these referees. They bring in these young referees.
Amen to all of that.
I'm going to get into the NHL too. Don't you worry. I have my own thoughts of what's going on in the NHL too. But the NBA is you got a guy like Adam Silver running the league who lets the players speak for whatever ways or any reasons behind on who they are as personalities, as LeBron James loves to do. Why didn't he just shut up and play basketball? Okay, I don't want to hear about his politics. Or check his production company, Braun. Every time there's a movie, I say, oh, look, LeBron James owns a piece of it. I don't give a crap, okay? I could care less how much money he has in his pocket. It doesn't mean anything to me. All I want to see him do is play basketball, okay? I expect LeBron James next year to be crying about something else. I don't want to hear it anymore. And Adam Silver, and then you hear these referees speaking about Chris Paul, saying that Chris Paul is one of the meanest, one of the no good, pain in the butts in the NBA. Okay, he might be. All of them are pains in the butts because they make so much money. They sit there and complain to the referees because they have a pinky put on them. You have Michael Jordan getting thrown all over the court when he played basketball. And then you see these guys. And then Adam Silver comes out before the playoffs saying that he wants to bring back the old NBA basketball. Do you think the Players Union's going to allow that, Adam? Are you that dumb?
No.
I mean, what a ridiculous idiot. Okay, so that's my basketball take. As far as the Knicks take and what you said about the Knicks, I agree with everything, but the fact is the Knicks just got screwed with the injuries. If the Knicks were healthy, they knock off Indiana in 5. And maybe they knock off the Celtics. And the Celtics are so overrated. I'm sorry, overrated team. Overrated. Jaylen Brown, who he shows up in a game, he doesn't show up in a game. Jason Tatum shows up in a game, he doesn't show up in a game. Porzingis, he's healthy, he's not healthy. You know, this team.
And y'all had Porzingis, and you saw first and foremost what the Porzingis conundrum is like when he's healthy and when he's not healthy. You had that in New York.
Well, he wanted to own a piece of the team, him and his stupid brother. So thank God he's out in New York, that complete idiot. Okay, that's what I got to say about the NBA playoffs. Honestly, I don't care who wins. I hope Dallas wins, even though I'm not a big Mark Cuban fan. But I hope they win. I like Luka. I think Luka should have won the MVP this year. He got screwed. I'm just speaking the truth. The guy deserved the MVP. He worked really, really hard. Kyrie Irving, for everything I say about Kyrie with the earth is flat and his stupid takes and his anti-Semitic views, I respect Kyrie Irving's game in the playoffs. The guy plays in the playoffs. The guy's amazing. And if Kyrie Irving just shut his friggin' mouth, this guy could be, his talents could be looked at as one of the most talented athletes, the most talented NBA players I've ever seen. The guy's talents there's no question he has the ability to be a dominant force, all these years. The guy just opens his mouth. So that's my NBA take. Now,
remember about Dan Gilbert.
You guys could quote whatever you want from this, and I can't wait to hear what you got to say after I'm done with this. Okay. Now with the NHL. Okay.
I'm not gonna say much because I'm too busy laughing. Every time you come up my show, we're in a fit of laughter, and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, same here. Very, very nice to meet you. Don't worry, because I have a lot to say tonight. We moved my show from Tuesdays and Thursdays now, so we have a break instead of Wednesdays and Thursdays. So tonight is our show, the Sports Loudmouth Show. I'm telling you, you must listen to it tonight. We got a lot. We get so many great guests.
I'm ready.
I have a lot to say. Now with the NHL, with the complete horrific referees on the ice. Now, the Florida Panthers, okay, and I'm not a Ranger fan. Just letting you guys know this. I'm an Islander fan, but I'm an honest guy. The Florida Panthers got screwed in Game 3, okay? Absolutely screwed in game number 3. The referee, the calls, absolutely disgusting. How do you call the penalties that you call against the Florida Panthers when they're the home team? It makes no sense. Horrible. The referee should be ashamed of himself. The NHL should be ashamed of himself. But I'm going to tell you this. Ranger fans, and I'm speaking from a New York point of view, Ranger fans have to stop on social media. Stop opening their mouths. You haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1994. I had Neil Smith on my show on Thursday. Thursday last week, he did an interview, and we were talking about it. He had the Florida Panthers winning the series. I think everybody and their mother had the Florida Panthers. But the way the referees are calling, I think the NHL is in cahoots with the Rangers going to the Stanley Cup Finals. It's despicable. I don't want to hear about Shesterkin anymore. His season in the first half was absolutely putrid. Second half, and now he's the best goalie in the NHL, the best goalie in the world. Get the hell out of here. You're on drugs, and the Ranger fans got to stop. Igor. Listen, it sounds like it sounds like what is Frankenstein or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Dracula.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's horrible. It's just I can't sit and watch hockey when you see the referees giving the games away. Now, the Dallas series. I'm going to tell you this right now. If Dallas doesn't win that series, it's an absolute debacle. They're a better team than Edmonton. I understand McDavid's there and Draisaitl's there. They're the two best players in the world. They don't have any goaltenders. Skinner sucks.
True.
I mean, a woman could probably stop a puck better than him. You stick a 120-pound woman in net, probably could stop the puck better than him. Okay? The guy is an absolute junk bod, okay? That's what I call it. All right?
He couldn't say that either.
I'm horrible. It's just horrible. That was my hockey take. Now with the NFL.
Oh boy.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this as nice as possible. How come the Kansas City Chiefs, they have a player that causes trouble off the field? And I'm talking about Rashee Rice. He caused not just one thing, but two things. And then automatically it disappears. Nobody's talking about it anymore. Same thing with Tyreek Hill. He's beating up his girlfriend. He drafts him. Oh, it's Andy Reid. Who cares? It's Andy Reid. Okay? And why is Patrick Mahomes, every time he's somewhere, everybody's got to kiss his ass? Okay? I'm tired of it. I am not going to kiss somebody's ass. All right? I respect his personality and what he does on the field. But guess what? When the league is giving you that opportunity to step in there and be the face of football because your curly, doofy look and your Fraggle Rock voice, all right? I am so tired of listening to the Travis Kelce debacle with the Swifties and the Ralph Macchio lookalike on fucking the Patrick Mahomes saga. And Andy Reid, lose some freaking weight. Stop eating the hamburgers and munch on something before you have a heart attack. Okay? This is ridiculous. And the Jets. I am a Jets fan, and I'm going to sit here. And I'm going to say this as a Jet fan. Jet fans, stop. Stop.
Oh,
Stop.
no.
Stop it. Okay. We're going to win the Super Bowl. Every year we have the best. The last 3 years we have the most talented team, and then somebody goes down in 4 plays or 5 plays or 1 or 2 games, and then we're done with the season because we got a guy named Zach Wilson throwing a goddamn ball to our wide receivers I've never even heard of. Okay, Garrett Wilson's sensational, but guess what? If you don't have a guy that can throw the ball, and Aaron, could you stop? Go on the field and make plays, then you speak. I'm so tired of the coaching staff. Robert Saleh, you suck, okay? I'm tired of hearing his, all this stuff. Oh, I'm taking sheets, I'm taking tickets, I'm taking this. You know what you need to take? You need to take a breath mint, okay? You don't shut up. Gobble that for something. Stop reaching your mouth for something. All right, he's a complete moron who doesn't know anything about football. And I think I could. Speedy, who knows the X's and O's, probably could coach that team better, even though he's quiet and he keeps himself in a ball. All right, it is horrible, and I'm tired of listening. And then there's the Giants fans. Oh my God, you want to attack Daniel Jones? He sucks. He sucks. He's this. How about this? Actually give him weapons, not giving him secondary, old tight ends who can't even stay on the damn field. Wide receivers. Who's this wide receiver? He's got 4 stringers to throw to, and then all of a sudden you give him a wide receiver, and they say, you know what? We need a new quarterback. Who are you going to bring in? Your coaching said you're a coach that's a dictator. He's like Hitler. He goes out there. He runs out Wink Martindale. I mean, this whole freaking team is a joke. And the Mara family. Oh, they're a godsend to the NFL. Yeah, they're a godsend. They're like guys like Brown, stay in the league. The kicker beating up his wife and abusing his wife and hiding it under the rug for all those years. And then they look like the Samaritans. As the Jet fans are the clowns of New York. I am tired of New York and their debacle of thinking one team is better than the other. Now, MLB, the Ohtani thing. And I'm going to tell you this. The fact that anybody believes that the major leagues actually investigated in 2 weeks offshore accounts with millions and millions of dollars that were interpreted into the organization, and saying that Ohtani knew nothing about it when his best friend was just caught betting into that whole debacle of a scam. It is a joke. Ohtani was absolutely involved with it. The MLB is just trying to protect their best player. And you know what? It is despicable because Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. It is disgraceful. Bud Selig and this Rob Manfred of a man. This guy needs to stick whatever he wants up his rear end, because the guy doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. Please retire before 2026. I don't want to see you in office anymore with the MLB. The fact with your rules, you have pizza boxes as bases. It is a joke. It's completely a joke. The MLB is a joke. And by the way, for the Yankee fans that sit here, every year, I'm a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Every year the Yankee fans are, we're gonna go all the way. Now you got Soto, now you got this. Judge and Soto are hitting the ball all over the place. They're going crazy. Congratulations. Hey, show up in the playoffs and actually hit in the playoffs. Then we'll do some talking. Because this team hasn't hit in the playoffs since 2009, and everybody hated Alex Rodriguez. Well, you know what? Alex Rodriguez was the only one hitting in the playoffs that year. So I am so tired of New York fans attacking their players and saying, "Oh, Derek Jeter, you're such a..." I'll tell you what I know about Derek Jeter. I met Derek Jeter a couple times. He's a complete douche, okay? That's what he is. And I met Alex Rodriguez. I talked 15 minutes with the guy, not about baseball, about football, and the guy gave me more time in conversations about football than Derek Jeter gave me in words in 5 seconds, okay? I am tired of New York fans saying what they want to say, and the Met fans. For all the Met fans out there and all these guys thinking that the Dodgers are going to win anything with their deferred money, which is a complete debacle by the MLB allowing that happening, to happen now. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. The Dodgers are an organization, and LA, all those teams are an organization to preach how great it is to go and play in LA. You know what I think about LA? There are more people living on the streets in LA than any place in the country. Okay? True. If it was so great to go to LA and play for LA and play for Hollywood with Jack Nicholson sitting on the side and preaching and coaching, how about doing this? How about you asking Jack Nicholson for his dirty underwear and put it on your heads on the sidelines or on the floor, because I'd rather watch that than watch the debacle of the LA Lakers and the LA Clippers completely bust a load, okay? It is a joke. I am tired. I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush. If anybody wants to go play in LA, good job. Go. So long. Sayonara. Hasta la Vega. That's it. By the way, Bad Boys, Bad Boys 4, go out June 7th. Looking forward to it. And by the way, I went to see the new Planet of the Apes movie. Fantastic. Go check it out. Anyway, Snowman, we love you. Keep up the good work. I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you, man.
Oh, my goodness. I love him already.
Bravo.
That was pure gold from beginning
Y'all
to
know
end.
I'm cutting the daylights out of there, right?
Please do.
I'm gonna cut the day. It's not only gonna be on the main channel. It's gonna be on my 2 auxiliary channels.
That was gold.
Was fantastic.
Keyword fan. You can. He's a fan.
Yes, he's a fan. But what I love about fans like that, and there's one that I'm gonna have tomorrow talking United Football League. Anybody who got in the sports talk game, anybody who has any kind of stake, no matter if it's a day or if it's a year, or with me, if it's 10 years. How did we all start?
As fans.
We were fans.
I mean,
fantastic. You know what? This needs to become a thing.
I agree.
What do y'all think? Should we have him on every Tuesday and just have him cut loose like this?
Yeah.
You know, I second this.
You'll second it?
And I know Shayner would third it too. You know?
Yeah, you would. Shane would have lost his mind.
Oh, Shane would be in a pool full of laughter.
He really would.
He would be in a pool full of laughter.
He'd be laughing so hard he'd forget that he dogged on his Celtics, you know?
Yeah, he would. He would.
Listen, Errol is a dear friend of mine, and he dogged my 49ers. But what we do when we dog each other's teams, we come at it with facts. Okay?
And that's the thing. It's not a personal situation here.
And that is why I will forever say to Shayner, beat us in the playoffs before you step foot on my lawn.
Errol Marks joining us here. That was fabulous. I even got the new Snowman in the Morning channel up and going. Y'all know this has to get there. It has to get there today. Anything from today onward will go on to 3 separate channels, and I'm going to plug them all. I'm going to make sure I plug them all. Jason DeCanio will come to us at the top of the hour. Allison Moran at the bottom of hour 2. But coming up next is our question of the day. And for once, it doesn't involve food. It does, howsoever, involve music. I'll explain when y'all get back. Stick around.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, AKA Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got CarShield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I didn't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave CarShield a call. Coverage was very affordable and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic, they called CarShield and saved my family and I $2,400.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give CarShield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
CarShield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
And we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business, also just make some awesome friends.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast.
So Snowman's been asked, who's the face of the NBA? The face of the NBA has been residing in the Bay since he got here. And his name is Wardell Stephen Curry, the only unanimous MVP in NBA history. Take that.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
Oh man, we're all sitting here in a fit of giggles. Arrow Marks, I'll extend this to you vocally. That Tuesday spot is yours if you want it. During hour 1. That's when it's got to happen. 55 after hour 1. We're heading into hour 2. Jason DeCanio's on the way. But I promised a question of the day, and here it is. Tell me a song which was so quirky you couldn't stop listening to it.
Walk, Pantera.
Yeah. Now,
and the reason is
okay.
How many times have you ever heard a chorus literally be one word?
Yeah. And you know, okay, I gotta ask, where was the first time you've heard that song?
Man, I'm so young, so I gotta go a bit back. I think my dad's a big metalhead.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember hearing it first when I was like 8.
I remember the first time I heard that particular song. Because everyone knows I'm a big wrestling fan, and one of my favorite wrestling promotions was at one point ECW.
Mm-hmm.
There was an individual who used that as his intro music. That person being Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam.
Every time I hear Walk, I'm like, I always point my thumbs at myself because that's Rob Van Dam.
Yep. Time for me to answer my own
But there's
question.
another reason why I love Walk so much. It's because I made it the Panthers anthem.
Yeah.
Anytime I heard Walk playing over the loudspeaker at Amaret Bank Arena, we ended up winning that game. When was the last time that song played? The last time we won at home in the playoffs.
Wow.
So I'm saying if that song plays tonight at Amaret Bank Arena, the Panthers are taking this to 6.
Nice.
Well, here's mine.
Okay.
I'm old. Okay, let me just start there. I'm old. I'm old and I can't help it. And my wife has influence on this song because of something I did. When I heard this,
Tub Thumping's a good one too.
I heard that song while Jody and I were living in Terre Haute. She was working at Indiana State. For some godforsaken reason, that song popped in my head, and I could never stop listening to it.
I have
so much so that Friday afternoon, when that song popped in my head, Jody texted me and said, "Come to my office. Let's have some lunch." What do y'all think I did when I showed up?
Play that song.
Worse.
You sang it?
Worse.
Dance to it.
I was like, interpretive dance?
Uh-huh. I can't hold a beat or rhythm to save my life. I wear a size 15. I have 4 left feet and I only have 2 legs. I heard that song. Jody said, "Come join me for lunch." And the next thing I know, my silly ass was outside of her office. Now, she invited me in. She gave me the wave. She gave me the come ahead to come into her office. I don't know what the hell came over me. But she had her headphones on, and I'm doing the walk like an Egyptian dance in her office.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Lord.
I told you, I have 4 left feet, and I only have 2 legs. I only have 2 legs.
It's not that hard of a dance to do, though.
Wait a minute. For me, it was. I don't give a damn what anybody says. I'm as quirky as they get. I'm as nerdish as they get. I can't hold a tune to save my life. I can't hold a rhythm to save my life. But when I heard my wife laughing,
yo, to prove this point, Cabo Week.
Shut up. Shut up. That was 2007. That was the last time I ever thought of, attempted, or even of singing the national anthem. Ever. I told everybody that was in charge that week when my computer decided to fail and my screen had a spider crack in it the size of LeBron James's head.
Wow.
You saw it.
Of course I saw. I was the first one to see it.
It was the monitor from my mother's house. You saw it. There was a spider crack in my monitor the size of LeBron James's head. And I had to sing the national anthem, and Gary T. White walked right by me with a straight face and said, Don't give up your day job. I gave him a hug and I said, "Gary, I don't intend to give up my day job," which is behind the microphone talking,
not singing.
Or you know what? This one was recent. Why? Dakota, my son.
Oh boy.
I'll make this quick because I know we got Jason waiting and we got a break coming up.
And I got 2 as well.
Dakota came to see me. Dakota came to see me. We're sitting talking in the living room waiting for Jody to come home. And all of a sudden, Dakota just looked at me, looked over at the door, and he was telling me about this weird dream that he had.
Oh, I remember this.
And the next thing I hear, my son, my baby boy, who will be 26 this year, the next thing I heard him say was that a lion over in the corner doing the Macarena? I fell out.
I remember this. Oh my goodness.
You tell me this.
I fell out.
I have two that are so quirky, I just can't help but play them.
What?
The first one is Chop Suey by System of a Down. Why?
God almighty.
Because
I haven't heard that in years.
Because I don't understand anything these guys are saying. But what I do know is not a doggone thing got to do with Chop Suey.
Not a thing.
But it's so good. I got it. The other one is
Sick Diggy had one, Tum Thumping by Chumbawamba.
Mm-hmm. Another one that I listened to so much is Tens from Pantera.
Shut up.
Why?
Shut up. Just shut up. Just
no, you have why? Because I don't think I've ever heard a song that goes so hard on a Dragon Ball Z movie than Tens. And it fits.
We got a break.
It fits.
We got a break. Jason DeCanio will come on and celebrate the retirement of Angel Hernandez and mix in a little Joe West talk. And I'll also pose the question, can the Houston Astros still win the American League West? My answer is yes. We'll get his thoughts when we go from the stretch when y'all get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, AKA Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got CarShield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I don't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave CarShield a call. Coverage was very affordable and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic, they called CarShield and saved my family and I $2,400.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give CarShield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
CarShield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
And we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business, also just make some awesome friends.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
We gotta pause that. Ain't nobody calling.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I hate you so much for that.
What in the bluest of blue you know what is wrong with you?
Whatever are you talking about?
What's wrong with you?
What?
We
What
had
is going through your mind,
What are y'all talking about now?
We had a perfectly fine Tuesday and you ruined it with that.
What, this?
Ain't nobody calling.
At least I didn't let him finish.
I don't want him to begin.
That's a bit late for that.
I still have a few months before I have to full-time deal with the Moronic Republic Cowboys Nation. Please allow me.
You don't get any time when you're dealing with the Moronic Republic of Cowboy Nation. You don't get any time off. You know that.
I wish I did.
You know that. Speaking of time off, there's a Mets fan that doesn't get any time off. And it's time for us to go from the stretch with Jason Tacano, and he joins us right now. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. How's it going in TV land or StreamYard land or wherever you are? I'm mobile today.
We see that.
Yeah.
Why are you mobile today, man?
Oh, I had some errands to run, and I just was not going to make it back to my computer in Oviedo, so I'm out here doing some errands and still in Seminole County. And I figured I didn't want you to push me back to the 11:30 spot to have to because of that. So we'll just get on with it, and we'll take it from here and do a different. At least once a month, I'll be via my car. So
and it'll be me when I get completely healthy. Once a month, I'll be on the road doing this. Okay, what is wrong with your New York Mets? Talk to me.
Oh, for Christ's sake, man! Hey, we won that game Sunday night. It was a freaking miracle. Yeah. But, you're down to the Giants. You still gave them 2 games that they don't deserve.
Right.
I don't care what and how bad they played. I don't care how bad Wilmer Flores thinks he's hot stuff. He was always going to be a Met, and no matter where else he goes, he still plays like he's in freaking New York the way he plays. He's just showing off his stuff. Wow. Big deal, Wilmer Flores. You got a hell of a nerve coming into Citi Field thinking you're going to get a standing ovation from the New York Mets fans that booed you some 5-6 years ago. Come on.
Better Wilmer Flores. It's better Wilmer Flores than Wilmer Font.
That's true.
Which was Joe Beningo's bane of existence one episode when I listened to him. He just wanted to know who the hell Wilmer Font was.
Yeah, exactly. But we won that game on Sunday by some sheer miracle. We was down 3-1, and I'm like, oh my God, tied up with a bases loaded double, and then win the game. And Omar Narvaez, holy cow, the 0-for-29 slump. He finally comes out of his shell.
He finally comes out of his shell.
And my God.
And we repeat the word finally, because I was looking at that game. I was looking at that game on Sunday. My wife peeked over my shoulder, saw me watching baseball. She says, "Who are you watching?" Giants and Mets. She looked over my shoulder and she said, "Come away from the computer right now."
She's telling me you're doing that again for the next 2 weeks. It's like last week we had the same issue.
Yep. Listen, Jody's not a sports nerd like I, but if she's in tune with anybody, she's in tune with my crazy ass. Because she looked at that. She looked at that game. I was watching it. We were in the 9th inning. As a matter of fact, the top of the 9th inning had just concluded and they had gone to break. And she says, "Which feed are you watching?" I'm watching the Giants feed. She went out, fed the rabbits, came back in, looked over my shoulder, and she says, "You come away from this computer right now." Huh? And all she did was wrap her arms around me, gave me a kiss, and said, "Trust me." I went and took a nap. I woke up a couple of hours later, and y'all won. What the hell did my wife know that I didn't?
I was listening to the last of the game at my house, but I was listening to the whole game in my car while I was door dashing Sunday afternoon.
Right.
And Tomas Nito, I don't care how the guy is stupid. Look, you threw away a ball to the third baseman to try to pick the guy off at third. You throw it over his head. The Giants score the first run. I'm like, oh, great. Here we go again.
Right.
Stupid little thing.
That was the first run I saw.
Was the first run
I would actually plan to do a game Sunday. Jody asked me, "Are you doing a game today?" I said, "Yeah, I'm planning for it now." And it was going to be the Astros game. But then something in my gut said, "Don't do it today. You got the whole weekend. Don't know when Jody's going to have a full weekend off." And then when she tells me to come away from my computer and wraps her arms around me, I obey. And I got the hell out of here.
Me and you ought to do a play-by-play for my team and you, whatever team you're following, and we should just call it inning by inning. It should be fun. Yeah. I'd love to do that now that I have experience doing it. Yeah.
We have to do it. Now, here's why I mentioned Wilmer Font with Jason being a big time Mets fan. Y'all know I'm a big fan of Joe Beningo and Evan Roberts when they were on WFAN together.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening one day, and for some reason, this happened.
Sick and tired of hearing Syndergaard stink, even though they won the game last night. To me, it's like one of those games, they won, but I'm aggravated because this guy was terrible. And they can't live with this guy being terrible.
No, he has to be better.
Of course, especially when they have no depth, as you've said a million times in the starting rotation, to the point that some guy, Wilmer Font. Who the hell is Wilmer Font? Wilmer Font is pitching today. Wilmer freaking Font.
That right there.
In the starting rotation, to the point that some guy, Wilmer Font. Who the hell is Wilmer Font? Wilmer Font is pitching today. Wilmer freaking Font with a 6-point-something ERA. He's pitching today for the Mets.
If that doesn't tell you, gentlemen, if that doesn't tell you every piece of New York coming out of Joe Beningo when he doesn't even know who the hell the pitcher is.
Yeah.
You
would figure these guys would have some knowledge of who was pitching the night before to get some info on them. I mean, I don't even look at the players too, and I try to do my research, and I'm like, who the heck is this guy? Where's he coming from? And why does he have an ERA above 7 for crying out loud? If that was the case, if I was doing my research.
Yeah.
But to get back to your point, Wilmer Flores, showing off the dives at first base, big deal. Wow, woo. I don't care what you say. Wilmer Flores, you left the Mets. You gave him the middle finger. You whined and complained when you were on the trading block. Oh, please, don't trade me. And then they don't trade him, and then he comes back and hits a home run, but then the next year he leaves to go on and do some great things. And it's just like I said before, everybody who leaves the Mets go on to bigger and better things. And I'm sick and tired of seeing these old-time players like Travis Darno, the dumbass from the Braves. Oh, my God. Continue to play like he never left New York. Where were you when we needed you those remaining years?
After 2015.
Yeah, exactly.
After Game 4, I gotta tell y'all this funny story. When I was listening to the Mets and the Cubs in the NLCS in 2015, I somehow had gotten the New York feed, which features one of my favorite voices of all time, Howie Rose.
Right.
Man, the person I was living with at the time was an ardent Cubs fan, which told me two things. I better get the hell out of the house, or I better go through a lot of headphones. Well, I wound up doing the latter that night. And the young lady who I was seeing, I thought was going to protect me from the hell that was the moronic Republic of Cub Nation, but I was forever wrong. So when Travis Darno hit a home run in the first inning and a double in the second inning to make it 6-0, I screamed my brains out.
Yeah.
I got the look from hell.
And mind you, one thing, Darno is known for the man who bruised the fruit in center field. He hit the apple dead on 410 feet in Citi Field, and it was like, oh my God, wow, what a shot to center field. Who would have thought? Bruised the fruit.
He
put a Band-Aid on the apple.
On the fly. I didn't think anybody would be able to bruise. I didn't think anybody would be able to bruise the fruit, but Travis Darno, one good shot and pow, the dent's right there.
I mean, they had to play it 3 or 4 times just to convince everybody that it actually did hit. It hit before it popped up. As soon as it hit, it popped up. The fruit popped up as soon as the ball hit it. Right in the money pot, the money shot. I said, this guy ought to get. I think this guy ought to get an additional $25,000 just for hitting the center field. Yeah.
Let's go to the American League really quickly. I'm looking at the American League West. I see the Seattle Mariners are on top of the West. My next 3 words are not for long. I just have this stupid feeling the Mariners are the only team in the West to have a winning record for now. For now. Because, and we talked about it last year when Seattle came out of nowhere, and all my Mariner fans were saying, see, Seattle's the team to beat. Not till you go into Houston and beat them. I still think the American League West goes through Houston. I don't see it any other way.
Like you said with Philly last week, you said the NL East goes through Philly, and in this case, the AL West goes through Houston. And mind you, they were in the bottom, and they're pulling themselves ahead of the Athletics. The Athletics are slipping. And now Texas has another fight on their hands because it's still Texas and Houston. And Seattle is going to have to find a way to just, crash the party some way or another.
I don't think Texas, the way they're playing right now, and I want to get Victor's thoughts on this because he was the first one that clued me in on the American League West. The way that it's shaping up right now, I don't think Texas gets invited back to the party the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, they got to do a total 180 to get back to where they are. It's what happens. It's a lull even after a chip. We saw it with Houston too, where they had a bit of a lull before they start getting back to how they know how to play baseball to get back into the playoffs. Sometimes it's that lull comes later in the season, sometimes it comes early in the season.
Yeah, but I just don't think the Mariners nor the Rangers have what it takes to run the table in the West. And everybody's picking the Rangers because they're the defending world champions. I mean, how can you not? What do I always say?
I still say the Houston Astros are still going to be the team to beat. I totally agree with Brian. Yes, Texas will give them a run for the money, but come August, September, Houston's going to be up by about 10 games at least. in the West.
If not more.
If not more. Well, let's just say 10 games just to be nice. Like, you know.
I'm not being nice.
No, but 10 games is being, you know, awfully generous. Let's put it that way.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, I hope Houston just takes off and runs away with that division and hides.
Yeah.
So they can get a week off. They don't have to face anybody in the wild card. And when the time comes, when the division series comes around, whoever goes before them, they get to stick a foot in their ass. Because you know what the narrative is with Houston. You know what the narrative is with Houston? No Dusty Baker, no division title for the Astros. Have y'all not understood the fact that the Astros had to deal with something called injuries?
Yes.
From the start of the season.
Yes.
And now,
they lost.
Yep. Now that they lost last night in Seattle, they got to see Seattle 18 more times. They got to see Seattle 18 more times. I dare you, Seattle Mariners, to beat them. Period. Especially now they got Justin Verlander back, and he's throwing like, well, Justin Verlander.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the. I'm not worried
No,
about.
I don't. Brian Snow is never worried about anything because when he feels it, he sees it.
Yep.
I've known this guy about a year now already. It's actually, we've been a year as friends as of May 24th.
Yep.
So we have been friends for a year and 4 days. So happy anniversary to that.
I picked up. I pick up on a feeling, and I had so many people. I had so many people tell me you shouldn't base what you think of on a feeling. I'm like, do you even watch sports?
Everything's a feeling on sports. My grandmother even had feelings on it, knew what was going on. Had the same feelings as you did back when she was alive.
Well, let's look at it this way. 2 years ago, Snowman, on a whim, after one of the worst losses against San Francisco's record, just said, I might be totally wrong, but I have a feeling that San Francisco is going to end up running a table and get into the playoffs. What happened afterwards?
They won 10 in a row.
There you go.
We got our ass kicked by the Kansas City Chiefs. We got blown out 44-23. We got blown out. And I said the next day after the Chiefs beat us, I said, I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I don't think the 49ers will lose again. What do? They rip off 10 in a row. They rip off 10 in a row. And I still get questions to this day of, how did you know this? I'm like, don't ask.
It was a feeling.
The football gods are very grateful. Let's put it that way.
They are gracious.
But
I have to say,
go ahead,
Droid.
With the AL divisions, the AL East, the AL West, and the AL Central. I'm looking at the AL Central, and I'm gonna make a bold prediction right now. I say the Twins aren't the team to beat; it's the Royals that are the team to beat.
You know what? I will back up. I'll double down on that prediction.
Yeah.
I will triple down on it because I see what the Royals are doing. Yes.
I guess we're all in agreement.
Here's what I'm thinking. And y'all are gonna think I'm nuts. It'll come down to a Royals White Sox series at the end of the season to decide the division. For some dumb, crazy reason, as I ripped into my team earlier in the year. They had to get their act together with their pitching. They had to do some more situational. They had to do some more situational hitting. When they won 4 in a row earlier this month, I believe it in my heart, and not just because I'm a fan, but because I've seen it before with sports, especially baseball, which is the first sport I ever grew up watching. Something in the White Sox has clicked. Something's clicked. I don't know what it is, but something has clicked.
They'll make the comeback of the century there, Brian, but it's still going to be the Guardians and the Royals. Yeah. Somewhere along the line, the Guardians are going to stand strong because right now they are leading the division. Yes, but the Royals are going to put up one hell of a fight.
I want the Royals to kick their ass.
I agree, especially after that gruesome
I cannot stand Cleveland for many
You
reasons.
sweep my Mets, and you sweep us under the floor, and you make us look like we were not even there in contention. Oh my God! What kind of power does Cleveland have? I look at that game. I looked at every one of those games, and I said, "Those son of a guns are power batting." Oh, back to back home runs, like chop, chop, chop. Oh my gosh!
Listen, I have no faith, interest, or anything that has to do with Cleveland sports. Why do I say it that way? Well, Victor's known me 20 plus years. Why do I say it that way? Y'all know tomorrow. Y'all know tomorrow's Wednesday and who I ripped and the group that we rip to shreds every Wednesday. That's why I say it that way. We're against the break, but from the stretch with Jason DeCanio, you can see and hear him every Tuesday morning. Absolute delight, my friend. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Brian, for having me. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Yo.
I'll say it again. I have no faith, fear of Cleveland. God only knows.
So you're thinking it's a fluke right now? You're thinking it's a fluke right now?
It's Cleveland.
I know.
If this iteration of the Cleveland Browns don't tell you how much of a fluke it is, if this iteration of the Cleveland Browns that somehow backed their asses into the playoffs in 2020 when nobody was in the stands that could prove or say, hey, I was there when the Browns legitimately got to the playoffs, or I was there when the Cleveland Cavaliers legitimately won the world championship in 2016, and God knows I'm going to get into that tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
With the NBA Finals half completed, I have a lot to say about that. We're against the break. When we come back, the token female joins me, and she's going to breathe some fire. Angel Reese, have a seat.
Oh.
Next.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, AKA Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got CarShield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV, and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I don't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave CarShield a call. Coverage was very affordable, and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic. They called CarShield and saved my family and I $2,400.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give CarShield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
CarShield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time
And we
RVers.
were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business, also just make some awesome friends.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street y'all done had problems, maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
My beautiful wife, bringing us back from break. And I didn't have to do much talking to talk her into that. Do me a favor, folks. Pick up the podcast wherever you consume your podcast, audibly or visually. We're going to do all video. We're going to switch to all video podcasts beginning Monday, which means you can find them on YouTube, either on our main Snowman Multimedia channel or the Snowman in the Morning YouTube channel. Okay. I laid a warning. Now people are going to have to listen because the token female is here.
Uh-oh.
She joins me right now. This is Allison.
Good morning, Allison.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lloyd. How are you, man?
I'm doing amazing. This PWHL playoffs have been super entertaining, and we are going to Game 5.
We're going to a fifth and deciding game. I am so excited. It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow night. There may be an impromptu play-by-play broadcast of it. I'll keep y'all posting on that. Allison, It's great to have you here. It's great to have the token female here. But man,
Great
this PWHL season, forget just the finals, but this season has been unbelievable.
I'm going to argue this is the best inaugural season for a league since the induction of the NHL itself.
Okay, if you were alive, what was that? Almost 100 years ago, Droid?
Like that. Yep.
I'd be real curious. Number one, no women were involved, probably.
Right. No, I mean the merge. The merge inaugural season from the NHL and the WHA.
Yeah, I will go for that. I'm excited about the entire hoopla and the entire world about this league, the PWHL. I mean, it is on fire, and my God, who deserves it more than these women who put themselves on the line? They slam into the boards. They are
hard, man.
They're kicking butt, man. They are. It's exciting to watch,
back, and I love it.
Elena Muller.
Here's what I miss.
With the game winner. Elena Muller with the game winner came at 18:36 of the second overtime. 2 overtimes for the only goal.
I know.
I watched this game in full. I've watched many a PWHL game in full. Man,
on the Women's Sports Network, by the way, we got to give them a plug.
Yes,
yep, we do.
Yes.
Man,
because other people need to watch that too.
this final series, each team had 33 shots on goal in game 4.
Mhm.
And game 5 is going back to Boston. It's tomorrow. It's 7 p.m. A title hangs in the balance. And I could not think of a better way for an inaugural season to conclude to have it be in a 5th and deciding game with the PWHL Cup hanging in the balance in Boston. And you know Boston is going to be absolutely silly with excitement for this tomorrow night.
The ghost of the Bruins is upon them. The ghost of the late Bill Walton, God rest his merry soul, is also hanging over that garden. They will be in top form. I'm going to predict another overtime game. Personally, I'm expecting it.
I wouldn't be
because
surprised.
nobody's going to want to go home. Okay. So
I wouldn't
that's
be
just,
surprised if it's a multiple overtime game to decide it.
yes. Yes.
I would not be surprised if it's a multiple overtime game to decide it. And I'll say it again for this series. Wow. It's just fitting that it goes to a 5th and deciding game. There will not be a seat to be had in the house. Everybody is on pins and needles for this game.
And it will be, and it's so fitting to me, Brian Android, that it is in an original 6 city. I mean, how incredible is that? So
right. I mean, I love the series, but it wouldn't have been right if it was decided in Minnesota in the XL Center. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gotta be decided in an original 6 city.
mhm.
Cannot wait
So
for it.
it's kismet. Although I have to say, I'm going to root for Minnesota.
I'm going to root for one heck of a game. I can't say I don't have a stake in the matter because I love covering women's sports and I've loved watching every game this series. But this one, game 4, it took 2 overtimes to decide it.
I know. And this one I think is going to take another couple overtimes to decide it. Yes. Yes. You heard it here first from all of us.
We all
so we talked
are
about
in
any of the,
agreement.
yes.
The vote's unanimous that this is going to be another overtime classic. Ryan McCarthy's telling me to pick a side. Ryan, to be honest with you, and I've done women's hockey before, I can't. Not with the way these two teams are playing. I can't pick a side because just when you think you have it figured out with one team, the other team steps up. This proves it. This game 4 proves it. Because
this is women's sports at its best. You cannot ask for more than what these teams have been giving you for the past, these past games. I mean, it's the best. I would love to see the Blackhawks take even a minor, just a smidgen of the enthusiasm, the fight, the everything that they've given. It's impossible. I mean, there's got to be love. There's got to be passion. There's got to be. And the thing is, this is across all women's sports, Brian. This is across the WNBA. This is across the NWSL. I mean, there is fire.
And not to mention what else I'm gonna enjoy covering, the Women's College World Series.
Amen.
Some of the clinchers that I watched in rapid fire form yesterday, I fell out of my chair several times because
I'm right there with you, Brian.
The one game that got me was Duke and Missouri in Columbia. Duke had never been to the College World Series. No runs for 8 innings. Okay, the regulation softball game is 7 innings. No runs for 8 innings. Duke gets 4 in the top of the 9th inning. Missouri gets 3 in the bottom of the 9th. They have the tying run in scoring position, and it takes a great defensive play to decide it.
To slam the
What
door.
a boon for women's sports right now. Right now, and this momentum has to be carried going forward into the fall and beyond. Like you said, with the NWSL, with the WNBA, and we'll touch on that in a minute. But if there is ever a time for it to be capitalized on, they're sitting on it. They're sitting on it right now.
They're doing it. That's the thing. They're in all areas. And the reason for this incredible explosion in terms of women's sports is you have a generation that has grown up with, all kinds of opportunities for women. This is the reason for, and at this point, all of the children who grew up under Title IX rules with equal opportunities that have been abounding for the last half century, this is the result. They now have the buying power, and they want to see themselves out there. That's the reason why you can find the corporate sponsorship, because there's not a naysayer saying, the little brand manager who's 30 years old now saying, we could really do something with the WNBA. We could really do something with the PWHL. We can do something with the with WNBA. We could do it. We can't. A generation ago, there wasn't that kind of support. That's the reason why the WNBA now is going to expand to 14 teams by 2026.
And the 2 teams that are coming in next year to be Golden State. They're out in San Francisco. They're going to play at the Chase Center. And then we go across the border to Toronto. And the naming has already started. The contest has already started to name that team. Someone made a suggestion to me, and I say go with it. I think they should be called the Huskies up in Toronto. Your thoughts?
The Huskies. Tell me why the Huskies, Brian. Tell me why.
The only reason I can honestly give you is that it seems right. Because
honestly, they need a team in Vancouver. And that should be the team. That should be the name of the team in Vancouver. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna go with For once, I'm agreeing with Droid.
I don't know whether to take offense to that or be like happy.
Be happy.
Look, be happy because we're all having fun.
I say it with love, Droid.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to talk over you.
This Saturday, speaking of the WNBA, this Saturday is a matchup for the ages when you have 2 of the most celebrated rookies in WNBA history locking horns for the first time. It's a high noon tip-off Eastern time with the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever from a loud, proud, roof-busting, glass-shattering Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. And if I don't do it here in my studio, I'm going to have a press pass strapped to my neck to do that game. It's a game everybody
has been waiting for,
especially have been waiting for and looking forward to, especially since Angel Reese basically got clotheslined the other night. And I'm going to say this honestly, this is how I roll. There has not been much pushback on that incident.
Well, it's
you're talking about when Alyssa Thomas basically got her into a half Nelson, and
that's the incident.
She came back so classy and so amazing, saying, I'm a rookie. I expect this. This is the way the game is played. Just because just because we're girls. I mean, Alyssa and I are both going to go nuts on the court. We're going to be able. We're going to do this, and then afterwards, we're going to be fine. And this was her this was Angel Reese's role model growing up. This was Angel Reese's big, kahuna. And so it's so interesting that she would be the first one to draw the flagrant foul on for strangling Angel Reese, who came back, by the way, really strong. And it was simply amazing in that.
It was kind of a welcome to the WNBA moment for
it absolutely was. It absolutely was.
Have that happen.
And
this
the
right here that we have on Saturday, I'm going to say it, a year down the road, it's going to be an Eastern Conference Finals preview. I think it's going to be an East Finals preview. The Fever have a couple of more pieces to get, but they have two great ones to build around.
Right.
With Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. Of course, Chicago has Angel Reese. Camila Cardoso is set to make her debut. And you play to your strengths with your team. With Chicago, they're going to be rough. They're going to be tough. They want to live on the inside. With Indiana, they're going to live on the outside. Do not be surprised if this game goes an extra period and both teams have 100 points by the time this is over, because this is one of the feature games that has been building up with the audience, no matter which side they're on, positive, negative, or whatever. The effect is being had. Eyes are coming to the WNBA, and they're coming in droves. They're coming in droves.
Yeah. It's amazing to me. Let me tell you already, though. I checked on the matchup when the Fever is coming to Wintrust Arena on June 23rd. Tickets are going for $212 is the low, $3,000 is the high right now.
And remember, Wintrust Arena only seats 12,000.
Right.
If these two teams get their act together, and I'm praying they do on both sides, if these two teams get their act together, imagine that 12,000 becoming 24,000 at the United Center. They will find a way to make it happen there, especially if there's a playoff spot on the line, or if there's a, God help me, a final spot on the line.
I can only imagine. The thing is that both teams have to make such an adjustment in order to make that happen, Brian. I mean, look at this. The Sky is 2-2. Okay, 500 record. They did topple the Liberty 90-81. But then came back and, extended the Connecticut Sun's record, and they remaining the only undefeated team. So, honest to God, these matchups can go either way. And it's the hardest thing on planet Earth to change a pattern. And the thing is that, like tonight's game at Seattle Storm, you've got to shut down NECA and you've got to shut down Jewel Lloyd. That's the United, or that's the game tonight at Wintrust Arena. And in between that time, they're also going to have a game at with the Sparks on Thursday. So think about it. By Saturday, they're either going to be primed or exhausted. One of the two, but they'd better get their game face up. And
they could be both primed and exhausted, because you're facing two very tough foes in the Western Conference, and then you got to come back and you go to Indianapolis for a noon game. A noon game.
11 a.m. Central, by the way.
11 a.m. Central. It's an 11 a.m. Central time tip. It's a noon Eastern time tip. If this was a prime time game, everything would be shut down. I don't care if it's in Chicago or if it's in Indianapolis, as it is in this case. Everything will be shut down.
You're right.
Right.
Yes, it would be. And, as it is, who knows? I would suggest that any restaurant in the greater Chicago area and Indianapolis area ought to be shut down during that time, or make sure that they've got that on their big screens. So, but it's going to be a remarkable matchup for which both of them are going to be very well primed. I'm predicting, and I would say though that I'm picking the Sky.
Mm-hmm.
I am picking the Sky. They have a better and much deeper defense than the Fever does currently.
They do.
They're and the thing is, Caitlin Clark is great. I mean, she is one of 4 players. They're the only players in the WNBA with 100 points, 30 rebounds, 30 assists through 6 games. The only other 3 that had it, Candace Parker, Sabrina Ionescu. She is one of the 3. But she can't be, as Michael Jordan once said, defense, offense, and 3-point shooter all at the same time.
Right.
Right. And she just doesn't have the backup right now. And sooner or later, this is going to be an issue. That's why I'm picking the Sky at this point. Although I could be very surprised. And as we all can, because there's always a 50-50 chance in these games. But for this team, I'm saying that with the Sky, they have better defense. They don't have great defense, but they've got a better defense currently than the Fever has. What do you think?
They are much deeper bench wise, which is going to probably carry them through. When you have more bodies to throw at Caitlin Clark, the same way the Pistons had more bodies to throw at Michael Jordan, and the same way the Bulls had more bodies to throw at Magic Johnson and those guys back in 1991. The deeper your team is, the more fresh bodies you can throw at a feature player. But I'll say it again, do not be surprised if this goes an extra period and there's at least high 90s on both sides. Which brings this to mind, and we'll close up shop with this. I'll never forget this comment you sent me that someone had said that Caitlin Clark just doesn't have it anymore, that she's unwatchable. Who told this lie?
Yeah, it was on one of the fan sites, and this woman had said, "Oh, she looks like a zombie out there. She has no enthusiasm, no love for the game. She looks like a WNBA automatron." And I'm going, "What? Who are you watching?" I think what she probably is referring to is Caitlin does get a little panic in her eyes, and rightly so when she's being triple teamed, and trying to figure a way out of it. She's running into incredible defenses, and and that's been a problem. I would say this woman ended her quote by saying, "I will no longer watch the WNBA. I will no longer watch Caitlin Clark." And I'm going, lady, come on. You got something coming, baby. I mean, this woman is learning every week. And you can't score 100 points over 6 games by not doing anything. She is having an outstanding rookie season by any measure. She is having a great year. What I think that is going to be necessary is for Caitlin, to get probably more comfortable with being triple teamed and figuring at this level the way out of it.
And not be so panicked, as you said a moment ago. You can see the panic. I'm not totally immune to see what's going on when she had like 20 turnovers in 3 games. A lot of that is panic because she wants it so much. She wants to succeed so much, but what she's got to realize, and what the staff of the Fever have to realize, your bench has to get deeper, and you got to get some better players around her. You have to build that team. That's why Chicago has a little bit of an advantage, because they attacked an area that they needed. They needed some strength underneath. Enter Angel Reese, enter Camila Cardoso, who makes her debut on Saturday. It's the Sky. I can't either. It's the Sky and the Fever. It's Saturday. It's an 11 a.m. Central Time tip-off, 12 noon Eastern Time, and I don't know. I just may have to throw Allison a bone and say, look, we're going to go ahead and do that one. We are doing the game Thursday night when Seattle pays a visit to Indiana. That's a 6 o'clock Central Time tip-off. We're up at 5:45 with the pregame show, and that's the token female, my dear friend Allison Moran, joining us as she does every Tuesday morning. Thank you very much, my dear. I appreciate it. I will see you later. Thank you very much.
All righty. Have a great one.
Man, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I agree.
This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see. It's gonna be fun to watch, and it's going to. It's like she said. The pieces have got to fit around Caitlin Clark. The pieces have got to fit. They're fitting around the Sky because they got the right players.
Right.
You have your golden goose, WNBA. You have your golden goose right now in Caitlin Clark. Just allow Indiana to build that team, and you're gonna see the Sky and the Fever match up in the East Finals. Dare I make the comparison that a lot of people don't want me to make? The same way you saw the Pistons and Bulls go at it in the East Finals from 1989 to 1991. Stick around for the ride, folks. It's gonna be a fun one.
This also comes with a warning, though,
and that is.
This mainly goes to Angel Reese.
Do
not let media gas your head up.
Thank you.
Please. This is a trap.
It is. It's a big time trap.
Many players, especially male players.
And I want to give the same warning to Caitlin Clark. She's handled it better, yes, but this is just the start of the season. The influx is a coming. All right. She got her first win. The Fever got their first win in Los Angeles. If they pick up this win Saturday, oh boy. You want to talk about media being out of control? Here it is. It'll be out of control both ways because it's a matchup everyone's been looking for and looking forward to.
Especially after the finals that they were in when Angel Reese won and the LSU Tigers won.
Yes.
They've been waiting for that rematch, and they didn't really get it for the title. They did get it in the playoffs.
They got it in the regionals. They got it in the regionals in Albany. They got it in the regionals in Albany. Our time is up. We hope you enjoyed it as we enjoy bringing it to you. Don't forget tonight. No, it's not tonight. I'm sorry. I'm way ahead of myself. Tomorrow, it's the PWHL Finals Game 5. Going to go ahead and put that on the schedule. Thursday, the Storm visit Indiana. And then on Saturday, the Sky visit Indiana. We'll have them all for you on Snowman Multimedia. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. Thank you, Bill Walton, for being a pioneer in so many ways. We hope to continue that legacy. So long, everybody. Bill Walton, it's been an honor to watch your games and a privilege to hear you call them. So long, everybody.